the North Obafemi and Odeda Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, let me first of all commend all my colleagues that have contributed to this motion. And I want to talk about the technology that my colleague just spoke about. Getting a satellite is very important for the central protection of the territorial integrity of Nigeria. But we need to be clear on something. We have states that have control units, that have CCTV round their states. Take, for example, Enugu and Lagos. We need state governments to invest in CCTV units across their states and have control units in the states. The satellite will be for the federal government to monitor the territorial integrity. Now, with those CCTVs, you can monitor states by state governments. That is what we actually need right now, because you're talking about decentralizing the police force. If you get a satellite, it's going to be the federal government that will be controlling the satellite. But states can actually control their own CCTV and have their own control units. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Speaker. Our great ambassador in North Africa, honorable colleagues, I remain Baba Jimmy Benson. I represent the good people of the Ikorodu Federal Constituency, Lagos State. Mr. Speaker, I've listened with rapt attention to the very important motion, but my response will be solution-driven. And one of the things I'm going to say was what I heard you say at the Nigerian Defense College. You drew an analogy with when President Buhari was president and he introduced the cashless policy. You said that when the cash policy was introduced, there was a drastic drop in kidnapping because there was no availability for cash to be paid for ransom. And I don't think it's possible for ransom to be paid with POS or a cash card. That would mean the traceability will be easy. So I'm suggesting that this House urges the federal government of Nigeria to revisit the cashless policy in a way that will eliminate the large movement of cash. One solution. The second solution, Mr. Speaker, is what is going on at the moment, which is being championed by our ebullient Deputy Speaker and the Senate, which is the State Police Bill. It should be on the front burner, and I urge lawmakers to also jettison partisan politics, and let's take a bipartisan position by coming to a House on a dedicated day for us to ensure that the State Police Bill is passed with the speed of light. Thirdly, Mr. Speaker, show me any local government that has banditry, kidnapping, and what have you. And I will tell you that the state governor has not funded that local government as and how it should be funded. I always use the analogy of Lagos. Every inch of Lagos, every amount due to local governments are paid. So the local government chairman has a sense of responsibility. He employs the services of civilian JTF, and those areas are protected. If other states emulate this, insecurity will be a thing of the past. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Kabezi.
I speak for the good people of Shomolu Federal Constituency, and I'm from Lagos State. Mr. Speaker, I want to commend the mover of this motion at this auspicious time. I saw the passion and the intensity at which he delivered that motion. And I want the whole country to know that that is the way each and every member of this parliament feels about what is presently going on in the country. Number two, I want to commend the security agencies, particularly the Nigerian Army, in their efforts at combating terrorism, banditry, and kidnapping. Ordinarily, part of what they're doing is not their responsibility, but that of the police. But they have to come in to support the effort so that they can collectively and jointly address this issue. Mr. Speaker, we recall that I was last week discussing with Mr. Speaker on the need for an executive action to dismantle the ransom cash economy and strengthen our financial intelligence coordination, which is exactly what Honorable Jimmy Benson has mentioned here. Mr. Speaker, I want to point to the fact that even though the laws are there, Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2022, the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act, which imposed mandatory obligation on financial institutions, designated non-financial businesses, and relevant agencies to detect, report, and disrupt illicit financial flow, including ransom proceeds. The truth of the matter, sir, is that this thing is no more about ideology. It's no more about Western education. It's become a business to the people that are doing it. It's all about money now. And this money they use to purchase more weapons in order to carry on the business. The various systems are broken down. Therefore, it is important for us to look particularly at this ransom economy. And I've put some things down here, which is going to be my amendment to the prayers made by my colleague from Sokoto. And that is that, that we mandate the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget, and National Planning to ring-fence and release adequate funding to the operation of NFIU, Financial Intelligence Technology Infrastructure, including advanced transaction monitoring systems, artificial intelligence-enabled pattern detection tools, and cross-border financial tracking capabilities as priorities in the expenditure, maybe in our next budget. It's equally important, sir, for us to gazette and enforce the prohibition of ransom payment regulations under the Terrorism Act, including the introduction of a controlled engagement protocol that enables victims' families to cooperate with law enforcement agencies in real time during ransom negotiation, rather than making payments unilaterally outside the purview of the law. Just this morning, I was listening to...
Honorable Kuye, please round up.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So, lastly, sir.
So
I
you
want
made
us to...
one recommendation, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I want to equally pray the House to include a mandate on Security and Exchange Commission and the CBN to tighten regulatory oversight of bureau de change operators, including mandatory biometric registration of all bureau de change, the principal and their beneficial owners, real-time transaction reporting to the NFIU, and immediate revocation of licenses of Bureau de Change found to be conduits for ransom payment. If this is done, if we can just curb the flow of that ransom payment, we are almost there, sir.
Thank you. He has moved for an amendment.